Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and extraterrestrials, welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts, and I'm here to talk about the women's tag team division today. To be honest, I don't know if I was entirely wrong, but I could give credit where it's due. So 3 weeks ago, I made a video about the fact that the tag team division, the women's tag team division, well, the tag team divisions in both the men's and women's are suffering, but they've been turning it up with the women's tag team division as of late. So to give context, I made a video about how Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill was way too short, and it felt like it was rushed. And you could tell that all of the participants involved were frustrated with the outcome of the match. Now, I don't know if they're just playing to the storyline about the fact that during the match, a lot of outside interference was taking place, and that was why they were so frustrated, along with the fact that Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend attacked them first before the match truly started, and they was just on top of them the entire match. And instead of it being a competitive thing, it was more of a, you just got me mad, and now we're about to just beat you with the quickness type of frustration. But I don't know if it was that, or they was legitimately pissed about the fact that they only got about 3 minutes to put on somewhat of a match, because it wasn't necessarily a squash match, but it was way too short. And it kind of dates back to the fact that during the Bad Blood pay-per-view, you had your women's tag team champions hosting. They wasn't in a match. They wasn't participating in nothing, no angle for real. They was just at the start of the show like, hey, welcome to Bad Blood. Which also kind of, left a bad taste in my mouth, mainly because of the fact that Atlanta, Georgia has a lot of African-American black people there, and you don't feature one African-American for real in any matches. Like, yeah, backstage segment, okay, whatever. But an actual match. I say all of this to say that a week later, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, they was present at Raw, and they were part of the reason why Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair retained their championships against Damage Control, which I was just like, all right, no pun intended, they're doing Damage Control because of the backlash that they faced on the previous SmackDown because of the fact that they only had a 3-minute match. But then they continued it to NXT, then the next SmackDown, and then the next Raw. So you know what? I'm ready to say that the women's tag team division in WWE has been cooking. I'm not even going to lie. They've been cooking. There's a certain level of inclusion that I'm certainly enjoying. Everybody's jockeying for position, and they're making the women's tag team championships feel important. You got Chelsea Green and Piper Niven coming to Raw to get at the Kabuki Warriors. I mean, I keep calling them the Kabuki Warriors. That's only Asuka and Kairi Sane. Sorry, guys. Damage Control. You got them beefing, and then you have Jade Cargill, Jakara Jackson, Bianca Belair. They're all going at it with each other, and they're like staking their claim for the tag team titles. Then you kind of have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez putting their hats in, talking about, yo, we can win them tag team titles any day, easy, this and that. So I like the level of inclusion, and it's starting to feel like the stakes are high in regard to the belts, and I'm happy about that because there's no reason why. And I was just speaking about this 3 weeks ago about the fact that this was part of the reason why Naomi and Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, walked out in the first place. Because how you gonna put us in a tag team, give us the titles, then don't even give us any burn? That doesn't even make any sense. How come the NXT championship is getting more burn on the show than the women's tag team championships on the main roster? The NXT, because I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was around the time where Braun Breaker was coming to Raw trying to face Dolph Ziggler for the NXT championship and all of that. That was around the same time. if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I don't think I was necessarily wrong. I think that the backlash on social media was what made creatives say, you know what, I'm gonna wake my ass up and we're gonna just sit here and figure out how we can make these titles feel important. Because I feel like there's not a lot of women's championships to dispose of. So make the ones that you have feel important. And that goes for the Women's World Championship. That goes for the Women's WWE Championship. And that also goes for the Women's NXT Championship, that I feel like they've been doing a good job at defending and having present and stuff like that, because they got Julia and you got a plethora of people. You got Cora Jade, who will eventually, and quote me here, will eventually turn on Roxanne Perez, or the other way around. Who knows? But I'm really enjoying how the women are being featured right now. Like, you got Kaylani Jordan, the North American champion and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep this brief because they're definitely doing some stuff in my above my apartment. They're doing some fixing of something. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's a drill in the background, and I know for a fact it's gonna sound. See, look, and I know the sound is gonna go off in the video, so I'm gonna keep this short. But I will say, I don't think I was wrong, but I do think that it was a nice little wake up call in regards to the fact that people want to see these women featured, especially Bianca Belair, because I can't stress this enough. Bianca Belair is a big deal. You can't have her as your main star, your main cash cow in the women's division, the main one that's going to show up to all of these events and be present and whatnot. She's a bona fide star. You can't send her to the women's tag team division and then not make the championship feel important. Because even back in the day, when John Cena was winning the tag team titles with Shawn Michaels, but he was the WWE champion, the championships, the tag titles felt important because John Cena was in the WWE tag team division. Or when somebody else, like back in the day, the 2-man power trip with Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin, they was main eventers winning tag team titles, and they made the titles feel important. So I feel like they should do the same with the women's tag team division as well as the men's tag team division if a main event guy is winning tag team titles. But that's how I feel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Talk to me nice. You know, we can get into a discussion. I know that this is short. It's more of a quick thoughts type of situation because, you know, I've been working a lot of OT this week at my other job. So real spill, I still want to get content out and I still want to drop quality content, so I still got you guys covered. So I'm working overtime, trust me. Like I said, 6 videos a week, straight up 6 videos a week. But I appreciate your time and I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I'm telling you, content is coming out. I'm here with it, we cooking, and I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. If you're new here and like what you hear, like and subscribe. First and last time listeners, I appreciate you guys too. But I'm out.